Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ad America. Woo! My name is Aninda, one of the guests here in Ad America, and I appreciate so much. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much for coming here and making Ad America your choice for your Saturday night. Well, tonight we'll be having something special, a shadow puppetry show by Margarita Blush unfolding. I know you all can wait. Udah pada nggak sabar, udah lihat stage kita sangat berubah drastis dari yang kita biasanya punya nih. Because we're gonna have something special tonight. And other than that, aku sangat advise teman-teman, menyarankan teman-teman once you're here, tetap stay di your seat, tetap stay aja di tempat duduknya and do not keluar masuk karena kita bisa enjoy eventnya dengan hikmat ya katanya. Dengan hikmat karena it's gonna be a shadow puppetry. It's all about like the light and all the puppets. It's very wonderful. Jadi teman-teman stay on your seat dan juga tetap aku menyarankan tetap mengikuti health protocol, tetap menggunakan maskernya dan have fun. And also it is advised to not record taking photos on your, yes, you agree, right? Okay, so without further ado, I'll pass the floor to the moderator. He is alumni of 2015 and 2016 KLS. Please welcome Ahira Nabila.
Okay, thank you so much, Aninda. Good evening, everyone. Okay, selamat malam, teman-teman. Welcome to the show. We are very excited, and I'm very honored to be here as a film teacher. It is very uplifting a moment to be able to moderate this show. First premiered in 2015, this show is celebrating female wisdom and empowerment. So I'm sure that you guys are very familiar with puppet. Some of us might grow up with puppetry. So let's take a look into another level of puppetry created by Margarita Blush. This is unfolding.
Hair of straw.
Vibrant.
Delights in nature.
Jumps right in.
Stubborn.
Defiant.
Temperamental.
Independent.
Kind. Devoted.
Endlessly curious.
Resilient.
Follow your path. Trust your spirit. Let your wings unfold.
won't let go.
Disconnected.
A failure.
Whose fascination. Consuming. Want too much.
Margarita Blush, thank you for such a moving piece of the show of unfolding.
Let's, yes. And the performers, first and foremost. Beautiful.
All right, we just saw a very heartwarming show from you and from our performers friends. It's very magnificent mix of everything, like the lightings and all the shadow works and the puppets, very beautiful puppets there. We are wondering what is the influence behind this show?
The influence behind the show is my life and our lives. Pretty much every woman, not every woman, but a lot of women's lives and every human's lives in a way. We are children that are free and think that anything is possible. We become more grown up. We fall in love. We have to take care of our families and our homes and our jobs, and then life kind of gets hard, and sometimes we lose ourselves, we find ourselves, and then we die, and that's the story. That's the what we all go through in life in some way, shape, or form. So this is the inspiration behind the show.
Baik, luar biasa perjalanan hidup seorang wanita dari lahir sampai pada akhirnya ia menuntaskan tugasnya sebagai wanita dalam hidupnya telah disampaikan dengan sangat indah oleh Margarita Blush. Okay, so your life, it is the drive of the show, but of course you are responding to a bigger issue in the society, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Well, many issues in societies, right? The one I'm responding to is in this show is that um, when when the obligations of having to take care of, once again, family, job, children, um, become too much, women tend to lose themselves and give too much to too many people. And I remember the times in my life when I almost lost myself. I was very close, or sometimes I did. And remembering that we are more than what other people expect of us, more than taking care of children, more than being a wife or a mother. We are a person who has a person who has dreams and hopes and needs to fulfill their own life. So this is very often women have no choice. Um, and sometimes even when they do make the choice, the demands on them are so great that life becomes very hard. And this is the issue we are responding to, is how do we find the balance of wanting of fulfilling our own selves, of whatever that may be.
Baik. Oke, barusan pertanyaannya merupakan sebuah pertanyaan di mana Margarita sebagai seniman pastinya merespon sebuah isu dalam masyarakat. Margarita menyampaikan bahwa isunya adalah di mana wanita di tengah kewajibannya menjalankan hidup, menjalankan peran-perannya sebagai ibu, sebagai bagian dari masyarakat, pasti punya momen-momen ketidakseimbangan, di mana bisa jadi wanita-wanita ini mulai kehilangan dirinya sendiri. Namun kuncinya adalah mencari keseimbangan, dan hal tersebut menjadi sesuatu yang direspon melalui show ini. Baik. Alright. So, as an artist, we have we have seen a lot of white, right? In this set, a lot of I think this is paper, right?
It's really not. It's actually a
Oh.
material called tyvek.
Oh, Thai.
But it is meant to look like paper. The idea is
Ah.
that it looks like paper.
Okay, is there any inspiration behind the choice of Tyvek as the main material of the show?
Yes, absolutely. well, the choice was to look like paper. It's just more durable than paper, because if we did this with paper, we wouldn't have a show at this point, especially after performing outside in Indonesia. And we would have pieces of wet nothing. Um, so the idea was, when I first had the idea for the show, I began my process with a designer to find a visualization of my concept, of my idea. And my idea was that I wanted to communicate that women need to contribute to the written history, that women need to find a way to express themselves. And therefore, I wanted something that is uh, that you can write on. So at first I thought the idea of a book, and the show coming from a book and her possibly writing a book. But then I thought, no, women's wisdom and way of finding ourselves is a little bit more complicated than a book. So it's a little deeper, a little bit more convoluted. So I decided on the idea of a scroll, because the first, I'm going to put these beautiful flowers down for a moment. The first written, actually, forms of preserving writing were on scrolls, right? They were not on books. All those, like Alexandria library scrolls and all of these ancient forms of writing came on scrolls. So I wanted to be one life, one scroll, and that's why there's writing all over the scroll. And then everything else is part of this world. So that was the idea, is that the idea of transmitting women's wisdom through writing.
Alright, mungkin kita kira ini kertas ya teman-teman ya. Ternyata bukan kertas, namanya Tyvek. Terlihat seperti kertas namun lebih awet dan lebih tahan air tentunya. Margarita sendiri memilih Tyvek sebagai bahan dari setnya untuk menggambarkan bahwa wanita punya kemampuan untuk menulis sejarahnya sendiri, sehingga bahan yang terlihat seperti kertas akhirnya dipilih oleh Margarita. Okay, very wonderful. And you just performed in Festival Boneka, right?
Festa Boneca.
Festa Boneka, International Puppet Show.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
let's give some applause. Okay. Okay, this is the crew.
Yes, there are actually a lot of artists who also performed with us at Festa Boneca. Can you please wave and give them a round of applause?
All right, round of applause for our puppeteers.
Yes,
Okay.
puppeteers.
Okay, regarding to that, and we also have our puppeteers in here. How do you react to Indonesian puppeteer industry, Indonesian puppet industry?
Do you want to respond to this one?
Go ahead.
Well, this has been the most reciprocal and generous experience I've ever had in an artistic community. And it was so loving and welcoming and relieving to just be openly welcomed into a festival where the energy was such that we are all artists participating in a festival, all artists participating and learning from each other, rather than I am here to present my piece. And that was the first time I've experienced that. And I think that's really woven into Indonesian artistic and Indonesian culture. And so I just want to say, as an artist and as a member of this team, thank you so much for that. Thank you for welcoming us.
Probably the best audiences we've ever encountered, and community of artists. Really, it's just such amazing kindness and generosity of spirit.
Oke, mungkin beberapa dari kita tumbuh dengan puppet atau boneka-bonekaan biasanya dulu kita mainkan saling berbicara dengan satu sama lain, tapi sebenarnya ini adalah sebuah profesi, puppeteer, dan kebetulan kita punya kehormatan untuk punya puppeteer Indonesia hadir saat ini di sini juga di At America. Berikan tepuk tangan lagi untuk our puppeteer. Jadi nanti mungkin kalau misalkan ada teman-teman yang tertarik ingin mengobrol bisa ya dengan teman-teman yang ada di sebelah sini. Oke, very amazing. Oke, maybe I want to move on a bit to the performers. You guys are very integrated when doing the show. But I wonder what is the most challenging in delivering unfolding?
I don't know that there's one most challenging for me. I do think the energy shifts a little bit every night. And so, a delightful challenge, I think the goal as a puppeteer, as part of an ensemble for me, is to find and meet these incredible performers in every moment of the show, which is an impossible task, right? We're three separate beings, but we're striving for this impossible, perfect synchronicity. And that is the eternal challenge, but it also fills me up with so much joy. Did that answer the question? Okay.
Mine is so simple. Every time I feel zen with the piece, with my fellow compatriots here, my foot gets stuck to my skirt and it's like so the grounding just flies out the theater. That's my answer.
Yeah, I'd say that that when you're dealing with objects, they tend to have a mind of their own sometimes, and so we're always trying to make things look smooth and flawless, but sometimes the objects like to, do things that were not intentional. And we do a lot of problem solving, nonverbal problem solving as a group on stage in every moment of the show, which is like, again, like a delightful challenge. It's very fun and also kind of gets a little wonky sometimes, but we really, we luckily really work very well together. And I feel very in sync with these women and in this piece together. So we usually are able to pull it out even when little mistakes happen.
And I'm always in awe how they do it because I only ask for more, 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 and they always deliver and they always go above and beyond. It just blows my mind every time.
Oke, sebagai penampil mungkin tadi kita melihatnya teman-teman yang tampil oke-oke aja ya, bergerak dengan sinkron, menari dengan indah, tapi tetap ada challenge-nya teman-teman ternyata. Ada aja ya di momen-momen dimana kesandung, roknya sendiri, stumbled upon your skirt, ada juga di mana kadang kesulitan untuk berubah mood, kemudian ada juga kesulitan yang pada akhirnya mereka selesaikan dengan kode-kode nih, with eye signal, with some maybe finger work. Okay, and the last question. You might have just inspired all our young friends here with puppets. Now, the question is if they are starting to get interested in puppeteer or being a puppeteer or puppetry, how can we start?
That's a really wonderful question. And we do hope that you get inspired because puppetry is an art form that is so vast. So many things are puppet. Actually, the definition of puppetry is an animated object is a puppet. So if you think about it, we are all puppeteers because we use objects all the time. Of course, we bring them to life in puppetry, but it's shadow theater, it's hand puppetry, it's marionettes, it's object theater. It is this style, which we call either bunraku style or tabletop puppet. So puppet mask work, it's vast and it's amazing, and that's why I think we all love it because so much is possible. Um, I think that traditionally there are two routes of pursuing puppetry. One is to train with a master, which is the more traditional way. So you find somebody whose work you admire and you say, "Can I be your apprentice?" And you study with them and you learn their craft. Another one is to pursue formal training, which is possible in some parts of the world. I am not familiar with everywhere, but I studied in Bulgaria. There's schools in the United States. There's schools in the UK, the United Kingdom. There's schools all over Europe, and I'm more familiar with Europe than I am with any other place. But yeah, it's like you can find a school to study this. And a big one is to continue seeing puppet theater because the more you see, the more shows you watch, the more you know about the form, and you meet amazing artists who inspire you in turn. So this is the way I would say that the training could happen. Do you have anything to add to that? Yeah.
Yes, training is amazing, but if you want to explore puppeteering and puppetry and you may feel like, I don't know if I want to commit my life to this, when you're making something in your kitchen, look at one of your tools and just look at it and breathe with it and think, what kind of personality does this have? And then just have fun with it in the kitchen. And that's a really easy way to just like get started, to get your imagination moving, to build character and to build story and to let go and have fun.
Letting go and having fun is the most important part of it. And be playful and let yourself be playful, be like a little child, and let your imagination and creativity blossom. Excellent addition.
Oke, bagi teman-teman yang baru saja mungkin menonton show ini dan terinspirasi dan mulai berpikir, sepertinya ini sesuatu yang ingin aku eksplor, terutama untuk teman-teman yang masih muda, masih cari-cari nih explore interestnya kira-kira apa. Puppet ini sebenarnya kalau diterjemahkan adalah benda yang digerakkan. Jadi sebenarnya yang akan berperan adalah imajinasi kita. Bisa aja kalau kita lagi masak, tiba-tiba lihat garpu, bisa kita ambil, terus kita mikir nih, garpu ini orang yang seperti apa ya kira-kira? Mungkin karena garpunya spiky, ada duri-durinya, mungkin garpunya ini orang yang pemarah. With anger issue maybe ya. That could be a case. Atau misalkan ada centong nasi nih misalkan. Centong nasi kan bentuknya cenderung bulat. Kemudian mungkin karena bentuknya yang tidak ada sudutnya kita bisa membayangkan bahwa oh centong nasi ini orang yang baik. Gimana ya dia kalau ngomong gitu. Jadi imajinasinya tidak harus dengan benda-benda yang extravagant dengan boneka-boneka yang harus indah segala macam, tapi bisa juga dengan benda-benda tersimpel di sekitar kita, entah pensil, entah handphone bisa jadi, atau bisa jadi sesimpel sendok, seperti itu. Untuk trainingnya juga bisa dipelajari melalui informal training atau juga ada beberapa institusi yang mengajarkan puppetry, tetapi kunci dari belajar puppet adalah banyak-banyak menonton puppet show. The more we watch, the more we will learn. All right, friends, thank you so much for a very heartwarming show. We are very honored to have you here. I hope that you continue and we will absolutely wait for another show in Jakarta at America. Thank you so much guys for joining today. Have a good evening.
I wanted to add a super quick something. If you didn't get a card of the show, I hope that the venue at America will help us. Oh, yes, I remembered. And I would like to say that we would like to wish at America a happy anniversary because it is their anniversary coming up very soon. So happy anniversary at America.
Happy anniversary for at America. Okay. Thank you so much everyone for coming to this very moving show and we'll see you in the next event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause to our performers, Margarita Blush production team. Very wonderful. And I just want to say thank you. It's an honor for Ad America for having you all here. And I wish you could come back again here.
We wish we could come back again too.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. And I'm sure we all here can't wait for another performance in Ad America. And if you are looking forward to our upcoming events, feel free to check our website at www.adamerica.or.id or simply you can check out our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at AT America. You can get fun content, giveaways, and so much more. Dan terakhir aku mau bilang terima kasih untuk kita semua yang udah hadir hari ini. Tepuk tangan dulu buat semuanya. You are wonderful And my name is Aninda, signing out. Bye bye, everyone.